Welcome to Chasing Impact, Not Sales, where heart meets hustle, strategy meets service, and selling feels good again. I'm your host, Mandy Minatello. Let's go. Hey, welcome back to Chasing Impact, Not Sales. I am Mandy Minatello, and I am really looking forward to today's episode. This one might be a little bit different. Not scripted as usual, but different than usual. This one is really from the heart. I don't have notes. I just want to share more about purpose this week. Not even really about sales. So I just want to share with you what's on my heart, and hopefully it hits. So about a year ago, my husband and I went to a business conference for the weekend, and business conference started off similar to what a lot of business conferences will start off with. And it was really to have us as participants connect to our purpose for being there, right? And so we did this activity, and we journaled about our why. When we think about building our businesses, when we think about growing our impact, what is your driving force? What is your personal why? And the thought is, if you've been to any kind of professional personal development thing, it's that until you connect with your why, you really don't have the motivation and the stamina to move forward, right? So this is what we were doing. We were journaling our why. And in this particular conference, we were talking about our kingdom building why. If you want to have a kingdom impact, you have to have a kingdom building why, that kingdom building purpose. And so we're journaling what is that for each of us individually. And as we're journaling, I'm feeling okay, right? Like I'm journaling, and my purpose in building my business and wanting to grow my impact is that I want to feel security. I want to feel that, safety. And then if I went a little bit deeper, it was also about legacy. I want to build and leave a legacy for my family, not only like a financial legacy, again, going back to the security, but also the example that I can, be this business person, right? Whatever. And I'm feeling okay. And I'm feeling like everybody probably has the same answers, right? And so after the journaling time was over, they asked if somebody wanted to, if anyone wanted to share. And as I'm listening to people share, I began to feel worse. Like people were sharing things like they wanted to grow their business so that they had the ability to share their wealth in ways like building wells in Uganda for tribes that didn't have fresh water, or orphanages and schools in Haiti for children who had never had the opportunity to have an education so that they could build up their entire community because of the industry and things that can be done with education or with people who have education. um or there was a family, um, husband and wife, who had experienced deep loss with their own child, and therefore wanted to create a place where people could go and get, you know, um, counseling and things, to help other people who were experiencing this kind of loss. Or um, there was a gentleman who was a miraculous cancer survivor. And so he wanted to make an impact and make a difference in that community. And these amazing stories and purposes and whys are being shared, and I'm feeling defeated. Suddenly, my why seemed so superficial, and my why seemed so small. And my why seemed to not expand outside the four walls of my home. And my why made me feel less than. And and rather than feeling motivated for the business as your why is supposed to, it made me feel motivated to try to figure out if I even had a reason to be there if I didn't have a why. And it was it was deafening because I just couldn't find it, you know? And I was frustrated, defeated, and felt selfish at the same time, all because of this activity. And so we had a little break, and my husband's like, "What is the matter?" And I said, I don't have wells in Haiti. And if anyone knows me, I'm not gonna fake it. I'm not gonna like be like, "Oh yeah, me too." Like, no, like I don't feel it. Like that's not it. Like that's not me. And I felt awful about it. And my sweet, sweet husband was like, "Hey, you'll find it. Like, hey, like no sweat. Whatever. You don't have to have it today. Like, it's all good." But I wanted it. And and he's like, "Relax. Like, not everyone is building wells in Haiti or whatever, right? Schools, whatever. Like, and that was kind of how we ended the day. Mandy defeated. Mandy doesn't have a what. So the next day we show up and we get there, a little bit early, and everyone's kind of mingling, getting coffee and whatnot. And I decide, there's a couple of women at the table, and I'm thinking, we'll get to know the people at the table. We have some time. And there was a woman to the right of me. And when we were talking, and I was saying, what do you do? And why are you here? And all the things. And it turns out that she was a former teacher, and she felt the urge, the calling, whatever. She wanted to do something more. She had this service heart, the teacher heart that, all us teachers have. And she felt called to be an encourager. And so she was exploring really, really, really wanting to be an empowerment coach, a female empowerment coach. Okay. And then the woman to the left of me at the table was a caregiver. And similarly, wanted, felt she had more to offer in a wider space, wanted to make a difference, also wanted something for herself, like something outside of being a caregiver. She wanted something that she could call hers. And so she was sort of exploring like potentially real estate or launching a cosmetics brand, like really at the stages of I know I want to do something, but I'm not really sure where to go with this feeling. And I naturally just launched into business strategy mode. Like, and I just was like, all right, here we go. And within about, it was probably 15, 20 minutes before the business conference started, before they were like calling everyone to, find their seats and whatever. I just chatted with these women. And in that 15, 20 minutes, we had reverse engineered from where they wanted to be, like what their goals were with their individual businesses, where they wanted to be. We reverse engineered what they needed, what their marketing strategy could be, what software they did or did not need to get their hands on, what support they did or did not need to have with them in terms of like a team or whatever. And we had next steps laid out for like as soon as you get home, this is what you're going to do, and then followed by this and followed by this. And I just laid it out for them. And then they say, okay, find your seats, everybody, whatever. And I go to sit down, and my husband is giving me this look, And if you've been married for more than 5 minutes, you know that look. Like, what? What are you thinking? Like, what did I do? What's going on? There's a glimmer in your little brown eyes, sweetie, and I don't know what it is. And he says, I just watched you find your wells in Haiti. What? He said, you just lit up and changed those women's lives. And you did it so naturally. And, huh? And all of a sudden, I felt warmth from the inside, from like my heart center. I felt the Holy Spirit alive in myself because what came so naturally was was help me discover my wells in Haiti, my purpose, my calling, my reason for being there. I was that woman who was wanting, craving more and not sure how to do it, not sure if it was even possible, not sure if it was in the cards because I didn't know what steps to take until I took them. And I took those steps, and now I can look back and say 10 years later, like, this is what's on the other side of that leap. You got to take that leap, but this is what's on the other side. And I am not trying to say that I am there because I not. I have one leap over, right? But I have many leaps in front of me that I am excited to take. But I know that feeling of not knowing if it's even possible. Am I dreaming too big? Am I making stuff up? Because I want more and I feel a reason. I feel this thing. And that's what those women were feeling. And I gave them those next few steps so that they can take that next leap, so that then they can take the next steps after that. Because often all we need is just to know that it is possible and to take those couple of steps and that someone is on the other side saying, hey, there is life over here and it's life abundant. Right? And if you want it, it's available to you. And that's my wells in Haiti. That's my school in Uganda, whatever it is, right? Like your purpose can be to be the light, set an example. My purpose is now to turn around down that escalator and reach my hand down to the next person and say, hey, come on up. I got you. I'll help you. I'm an example to you. It's possible. There's a whole big bright world over the leap. Take the leap. You got this, right? Your kingdom building purpose does not have to be across an ocean. Your kingdom building purpose can be across a table. And that's what I discovered that day. And that's the story I wanted to share is that yes, in order to build, in order to grow, in order to live your life abundant, you are going to be called to take leaps. You are going to be called to tap into a purpose that's bigger than you. You are going to be called to dig into your kingdom building purpose. But your kingdom building purpose is not something that needs to be compared to somebody else's. It's not something that you need to feel defeated about if it doesn't look or align like someone else's. And I made that realization, and my spirit is lit up when I meet someone who says, I am a fill in the blank of something that has a, service based heart, but I want something bigger. I want to go do something more. I feel like there's more out there for me. My kingdom building purpose, my wells in Haiti, is to tell them, yes. And here is an example that I am setting, and you can do it. And I am your biggest cheerleader. I am your biggest fan, and I am here to do anything I can do to help you. That's what I'm here to do. I was put here to make people see what's available and to go for it. And maybe someday I'll end up digging wells somewhere. But in the meanwhile, if I can change lives, change my mindsets, and inspire people, it's the deepest well there is. Let's go. Thanks for listening to Chasing Impact, Not Sales. If this episode sparked something, share it, subscribe, and remember, real sales come from real service. Keep chasing impact.